Nobody cares. Work hard and focus on you. Let me tell you something, most people learn too late. The world doesn't stop for your excuses. It doesn't pause for your bad day, your rough past, or your unrealized potential. The world simply moves on. And here's the truth. Nobody cares about what you intend to do. They care about what you actually do. Now, that's not cruel. That's powerful, because it means your life is in your hands. You don't get paid for what you know. You get paid for what you do with what you know. You don't build a future with wishes. You build it with habits. Small disciplines practiced every day, when no one is watching, create the kind of results that make people say, "You're so lucky." Luck? No, that's effort dressed up in patience. Stop waiting for applause. Applause comes after the performance, not before. The world doesn't owe you motivation. You owe yourself discipline. When you wake up in the morning, your job is not to check how you feel. Your job is to do what needs to be done. Here's a simple formula. If you want things to change, you have to change. If you want things to get better, you have to get better. Your past doesn't disqualify you. It trains you. Your problems aren't punishments, they're instructions. Every challenge is asking you, what are you going to become because of this? Stop comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. Focus on your lane. Water your garden. Master your craft. The man or woman who wins is not the one with the most talent. It's the one with the most consistency. And remember this, no one is coming to save you. No one is responsible for your future but you. So get up earlier, work a little harder, learn a little faster, think a little bigger, and don't ask for permission to become more than you were yesterday. Because in the end, nobody really cares about your excuses, but the world will always make room for your results. Success always begins with a decision, the decision to take full responsibility for your life. The moment you stop blaming your background, your parents, your boss, the economy, or your luck, you step into your real power. Responsibility is not about guilt. It is about control. If you are responsible, then you are capable. And if you are capable, then change is possible. Many people spend their lives waiting for conditions to improve before they improve themselves. They say, if things get better, then I'll get serious. But the truth is the opposite. Things get better when you get better. Your results are a reflection of your daily choices. Every habit you practice, every book you read, every skill you develop, every conversation you have with yourself is shaping the direction of your life. You don't have to control everything that happens to you, but you do control how you respond, and your response determines your future. Two people can face the same problem and walk away with completely different lives. One becomes bitter, the other becomes better. The difference is responsibility. When you accept responsibility, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, what can I learn from this? You turn problems into classrooms and setbacks into training grounds. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of life and start seeing yourself as a student of life. The day you fully own your choices is the day your life truly begins to grow. Because once you realize that you are the one holding the steering wheel, you also realize something powerful. You can change the direction anytime you choose. Motivation is a wonderful feeling, but it is a terrible foundation for a life. Feelings change with the weather, with sleep, with moods, and with circumstances. If you wait until you feel like working, learning, or growing, most days will pass without progress. Discipline, on the other hand, does not ask how you feel. It asks what needs to be done. Discipline is the ability to give yourself a command and follow it. It is choosing the long-term benefit over the short-term comfort. It is waking up early when your bed is warm, studying when your phone is tempting, and practicing when quitting feels easier. Not because it is pleasant, but because it is purposeful. The truth is, Successful people don't work harder than everyone else every single day. They just work on the days when others don't. They act when it's inconvenient. They show up when no one is watching. Over time, those small, unseen efforts stack up into visible results. Motivation might start the engine, but discipline keeps the car moving. You don't build a strong body by exercise only when you're inspired. You don't build a strong mind by reading only when you're in the mood. You build strength through routine, structure, and repetition. When you train yourself to do what is necessary instead of what is easy, your confidence grows. You begin to trust yourself. And the person you trust the most becomes you. That is real power, knowing that no matter how you feel, you will still do what your future requires. One of the greatest distractions in life is comparison. The moment you start measuring your progress against someone else's success, you lose sight of your own journey. Everyone starts from a different place with different resources, different struggles, and different timing. Comparing your path to theirs is like comparing two different maps and wondering why the routes don't look the same. Real growth happens when you turn your focus inward and ask, am I better than I was yesterday? That is the only comparison that truly matters. Your past self is your real competition. If you can improve your thinking, your habits, your skills, and your attitude a little each day, you are winning even if no one else notices yet. When you chase your own development instead of someone else's approval, something powerful happens. You stop performing for others and start building for yourself. You work on your weaknesses without shame and strengthen your talents without arrogance. You become patient with your process because you understand that mastery takes time. Every person you admire once struggled with what you're struggling with now. They were confused before they were confident. They were slow before they were skilled. The only difference is they kept going while others kept watching. Focus on your lane. Improve your craft. Add value wherever you are. When you commit to daily progress, your future self becomes your greatest reward. And one day, without even trying to impress anyone, your results will speak for you. The world doesn't respond to what you say you're going to do. It responds to what you actually produce. Intentions sound good, but results change lives. You can have the best plans, the strongest dreams, and the biggest goals, but if they never turn into action, they remain invisible to everyone, including you. Excuses are comfortable. They protect the ego and explain away effort. But every excuse you accept today becomes a limit on your tomorrow. When you say, I don't have time, what you really mean is it's not a priority. When you say, I can't, what you often mean is, I'm afraid to try. Growth begins when honesty replaces justification. Action is the great separator. Two people can attend the same class, read the same book, hear the same advice, and only one will change. Why? Because one decides to apply what they learn. Knowledge is potential power, but only applied knowledge becomes real power. Results are built in quiet moments, early mornings, late nights, discipline, weekends, focused hours, when distractions are ignored. No one applauds you there. No one posts those moments online. But those are the hours that shape your future. Respect is not given to talk, it is given to consistency. When your actions match your words, you earn trust from others and from yourself. And when you become someone who delivers on promises, especially the promises you make to yourself, your confidence becomes unshakable. In the end, your life is shaped not by what you hope for, but by what you consistently do. When you take responsibility, practice discipline, focus on your own growth, and replace excuses with action, you begin to create a version of yourself that no circumstance can control. Progress may be slow at first, and recognition may be absent for a while, but every focused effort is building something real beneath the surface. You don't need approval to improve. You don't need permission to grow. The future you want is waiting on the habits you choose today. So stay committed when it's hard, stay patient when it's quiet, and stay focused when it feels lonely. because one day the results will arrive, and when they do, they won't need an explanation.